Shalom Aleichem Rabotai. Yesterday we finished Ochel Truma B'Shogeg, and now the Mishnah Yomi is beginning the 7th parak of Terumot, HaOchel Truma Mezid. Obviously that one word makes a big difference. The last parak we're talking about a person who ate Truma by accident. They didn't know it was Truma, they didn't know Truma was Usher to them, and now this person in the 7th parak, he ate Truma on purpose. So the Mishnah states, Mishalem et a keren ve'einu Mishalem et a chumash. He pays the principal value, but he doesn't pay that chomesh, that 1/5, which is really 1/4 of the original. Now the Rambam explains here that gadol ovanim and so it's because it's even worse. When we make someone pay a chomesh for eating truma or kodshim b'shogeg by mistake, that's because that's a kapara that atones for them. That's good for them. But here he did it on purpose. He knew what he was doing, so he doesn't get a kapara through paying a chomesh. It's even worse. So it sounds like we're leaning at him, but it's even worse. The Rambam brings, if there were witnesses who warned him, hey, that's truma, don't eat it, and he said, I'm going to eat it anyway, he actually doesn't pay for it. He gets malchus. He gets whipped. When somebody gets whipped, they don't necessarily pay for the same avera. So the Mishnah continues, hatashlumin chulin, and the payment given to the Cohen is chulin. It doesn't take the status of truma like the payment did in the last parak. And the Cohen can actually waive, can forgive this penalty. Because the only purpose of this payment, Rabbi say, it's compensation, not kapara, not atonement. So it's not atoning for him, so the Cohen can waive the compensation if he so chooses. Good, moving on to Mishnah Bet, in the 7th parak, Bat Cohen, the daughter of a Cohen, Shenisit L'Israel. So recall that the daughter of a Cohen, while she's living in her father's house, can eat truma, is entitled through her father to eat truma, but if she marries a Yisrael, a non-Cohen, she could no longer eat truma. So the acher koch achla truma, and now she ate truma, b'mezid, when she was married to the Yisrael, mishlemet to keren, ve'ena mishlemet to chumash. So again, she pays only the principal and not the penalty 1/5 payment. Mitota b'sreifa, and her death is through burning. Now that has nothing to do with truma. That's a halacha from Sanhedrin, Bat Cohen Shezinta, that she betrayed her husband. Her death is through sreifa, which is a worse death. We'll see then chenek, the normal death for, God forbid, adultery, because the Cohen and his family are supposed to be at a higher madrega, because they are examples of kedusha for all Klal Yisrael. So nisis lecha mikol psulin. But what if this Bas Cohen marries a puzzle? It could be a chalal. It could be somebody who is posel her from kahuna. Somebody a Cohen is not allowed to marry, and the Bas Cohen goes ahead and marries such a person. So now she can't go back. She can't go back to the father's household and eat truma. Now we recall from Yevamot, we had this concept in Yevamot Samaches, around Yevamot 68. Recall if she has a child from the Yisrael, then she can't go back. And they bring a case where a Bas Cohen has a grandchild that's a mamzer, that's the son of a Cohen, she can eat truma, but if she has a grandchild Cohen Gadol, maybe she can't eat truma. There were certain cases there, the Mishnah brought, that might sound familiar for the Daf Yomi guys. That was about almost 2 months ago. So this Bas Cohen, she's married to a puzzle, so she can't go back even if they have no children. If she has children in Israel, she can't go back to her father's house and eat truma. But here, even if she has no children, she can't go back. So mishalemet keren v'chomesh. So she's like a zar, like a non-Cohen, and if she eats, she pays back both the keren and the chomesh penalty. Mitata b'chenek. And if she, God forbid, commits adultery, they give her chenek. Of course, if there's witnesses, drisha v'chakira, and they prove it, of course, in the proper Sanhedrin. Div Rabbi Meir. This is according to Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Meir is mecholik. If the Bas Cohen had married a regular Yisrael, had no children, she could go back to her father's house. She's like a Cohen still. She's like a Kohenis entitled to truma. But if she's married to a apostle, she can never go back and eat the truma in her father's house, so she pays like a zar does. Chachamim omrim, zevzu mishalmot keren, ena mishalmot chumash. They say, according to the sages, they say once a Cohen, always a Cohen. So they say that she always is pater from paying the chomesh because she's not a zar, because she was once eating truma in her father's house, and talton b'sreifa, and she always has the status of a Bas Cohen, even if she's married to a apostle. She's still a Bas Cohen. People associate her with her family, and again, she has to set a higher example. The Kohanim set the example for the Am, And Sreifa is even worse because we say the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Shkoyach Rabosai.